A man kept his daughter confined in a cramped tube for 14 full years. Every day, her parents fed her through a machine. She suffered from a rare disease that made it impossible for her to breathe outside air. She could only see the world through VR goggles. The man thought this would be her life forever. But one earthquake changed this family's fate entirely. The daughter suddenly sensed something was wrong. Through the glass, she watched a yellow gas spreading through the streets. The gas was toxic. Anyone who breathed it in started gasping for air and collapsed to the ground. After witnessing the destruction, a man bolted toward his house. But as he ran, he saw the poison gas closing in on him. Before it could reach him, he took a different, safer route home. Terrified, he and his wife decided to get out fast. They figured their daughter would be safer in her pod, so they headed for the higher floors to escape. In less than a second, the toxic gas had already reached the 12th floor. The two of them desperately kept climbing until they made it to the top floor. They banged on a neighbor's door, stepped onto the balcony, and stared in shock at everything happening below. Then they climbed onto the roof and saw the entire city blanketed in poisonous fog. From up there, it looked almost beautiful, but in reality, it was killing countless people. Just then, their daughter's urgent distress call came through the intercom. The battery in her life support pod was running out, so the man decided to go back down and hold his breath long enough to replace it. But that would take more than 10 minutes, and in toxic air, he couldn't possibly hold his breath that long. Then he suddenly remembered that a neighbor downstairs suffered from severe respiratory disease, which meant there had to be some spare oxygen tanks there. He decided to risk it and climb down through the pipes. Before entering the poisonous fog, he took a deep breath. Using that single minute of air, the man smashed through the neighbor's window and got inside. He saw the old man was already dead. He didn't waste any time and started hunting for oxygen tanks, but they weren't easy to find. Frantically, he pulled out his flashlight and searched the entire place. He finally found an oxygen tank tucked away in a corner. He quickly put on the mask and opened the valve. Like a fish out of water finally reaching the ocean, the man gulped in air with everything he had. Once he'd recovered, he rushed back home and replaced the battery in his daughter's respirator. He grabbed some essential items and decided to head back outside, but when he came down, he witnessed a terrifying scene. Lifeless bodies scattered across the empty streets. But the real question was, where did this toxic fog come from? Would it be humanity's end or humanity's way to survive?